and welcome along to Lancs TV's IPL show. I'm delighted to have David Lloyd alongside me today. IPL has been in a little bit of a hiatus, a little gap in proceedings, but due to start fairly soon now. David, very interesting as ever with the IPL. It's been going since 2007 now. Gujarat Titans at the top, Royal Challengers Bangalore second, all with Lancashire interest.
Yeah, Josh Butley back in form at the top of the table for Gujarat, and then Phil Salt and Liam Livingstone second with RCB. I know that Phil Salt's been ill, hasn't he? He's had dengue fever, which is not nice that at all. It's good to see that Lancashire influence, and I've worked on IPL on a number of occasions, and it is absolute entertainment. It's unbelievable.
Well, Liam Livingstone has been a key performer in the IPL over a number of years, playing for RCB this year. We caught up with him at the RCB camp a little earlier on in the competition.
Livy, thanks for joining us. You've joined back up with the RCB squad. The IPL's about to get back underway. Just kind of take us into the camp and how everyone's feeling ahead of the restart.
Yeah, it's good. I've really enjoyed it. It's a great franchise, really well-run franchise. So, yeah, it's been good. We're obviously in a really good position in the league as well. So hopefully get a couple of wins, finish in the top two, and hopefully try and win a trophy for the first time for RCB in the next few weeks. So, yeah, pretty exciting couple of weeks coming up.
So you've done quite a few IPL campaigns now. You've been around a few different franchises. How nice has it been to be at RCB? It feels like obviously you've got Salty there, Bethel. It feels like there's quite a few English people on the staff as well. Kind of how nice has that been for you?
It's been very good. We've got a great group of overseas. That always helps. So yeah, off the field stuff it's been really good. And yeah, like I said, it's an incredibly well-run franchise. Obviously Mo's here, who I knew through England anyways, and I played my Lions cricket under Andy as well. So them two run the franchise incredibly well. Yeah, and I've really enjoyed my time here. And like I said, we've got a pretty cool opportunity over the next few weeks to try and win RCB their first ever IPL, which will be a pretty cool thing to do. So everyone's really excited. We feel like we've got a really good group. We were playing some good cricket, so hopefully we can continue with that.
From being in the city of Bangalore, how much does it mean to the people? And you mentioned there it would be the first IPL. Have you sort of had those conversations with the fans, or do you get the feeling from the fans that they just really want to win that first one?
Yeah, they've obviously not had one for 17 or 18 years. So their support's incredible. I've absolutely loved it. They're really passionate about their cricket and about RCB. Yeah, they absolutely love RCB. So yeah, it'd be great for us to be able to do it for them. So yeah, we're pretty excited for the opportunity that we've got over the next couple of weeks to do something that hasn't been done before. Yeah, and I'm sure if we do go all the way, Bangalore will go pretty mental if we did win it.
And in terms of Virat, what's it been like to share a dressing room with him and sort of see some of the, I guess, the madness that comes with playing alongside an Indian superstar?
Yeah, yeah, he's been amazing. Really cool guy. Yeah, I've really enjoyed playing with him, to be honest. Really passionate, but incredibly humble as well, and great to be around. So he's been great fun. He lives a bit of a different life to the rest of us, that is for sure. But yeah, like I said, being able to win an IPL, especially the amount of runs that he scored for RCB over the years, and never been able to get over the line and win one. So even more so for him, it'd be incredibly special. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. He's been great to be around, to watch, go about his work every day, and yeah, being able to learn off somebody like that is incredibly valuable.
And I guess with the break that's gone on, now that you're all back together and in the camp, does it seem like it sort of carries a bit of added significance in terms of, we weren't sure whether the IPL was even going to resume, but now you've got a chance to sort of go out there, put smiles back on people's faces, and hopefully win some cricket games?
Yeah, I think the break actually came at a good time. I think it was pretty well known. We had a lot of travel during our campaign. And I think we were just coming to the end of that schedule where we were flying and playing, and pretty much every day we had something going on. So I think the break might have done us actually a bit of good. We had a couple of niggles that hopefully lads are getting over. So yeah, fingers crossed that that little break was a blessing in disguise. Everybody feels like they're re-energized. Everybody's come back in with a fresh buzz. So yeah, like I said, it's an incredible opportunity we've got over the next few weeks, and hopefully we can do something special.
I was going to say, just give us a feeling
The
of
flavour of it,
flavour
yeah.
of getting there
Yeah.
for the day, one of these games, because they're becoming ever more popular.
I mean, every day, but every game is an event. And it's mind-boggling that the amount of people that just appear, they turn up at the ground, and it's tribal. They're cheering for their team, very much so. And it's a cacophony of noise from start to finish. And from a broadcast point of view, I found myself, I'm still at the ground till midnight. And so then the spectators have got to leave. Where do they go? It's unreal. You would think 70 or 80,000 people in a stadium in the UK will take you ages to exit. No, they just bang. Everybody's gone. And so it is such an event. And the quality of it is that you're getting the best players in the world, because there's a lot of cash. Let's be right. The money is massive,
there ever?
and so you're attracting the best players.
There's going to be more influence from IPL teams into English cricket, into the 100, not least of which Manchester Originals, who've been bought by, look now, super giants. So how do you see that moving on? There are 4 IPL franchises with a hole in 100 franchises now.
Yeah.
But specifically here, how do you think that's going to work?
Well, it's very interesting that they're paying mega money to buy a team. And so the 100 is now the UK's franchise. And if you notice, the IPL is the India franchise, and they're a franchise all around the world. In the Caribbean, in South Africa, and now England have got a franchise. I wouldn't be surprised if it changes to T20 from 100 to go in line with the rest of the franchise. But equally, your buyers, the people with the influence, with the cash, will want to put their expertise. They will want to put their expertise onto the team and their stamp onto the team, and bring probably their own people into it.
I was going to say, can you see a transfer of players, for instance, between LSG and Manchester Original? I'm thinking of Nicholas Pooran for a start, who's been the key player for look now, super giants. He's got over 500 runs.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if that happens. That if a team owns something in India, in South Africa, in the UK, that the players will move around and play for that team. That wouldn't surprise me at all. And Pooran is a key player. But I come back to what we were chatting about before, is that I like the idea that you have to perform. That, you're not in hail, rain or shine, because it's quite a ruthless business to be in. It's a lucrative business, but it's ruthless. If you ain't doing it, you're out the team.
Well, earlier in the IPL, Michael Vaughan was out doing some commentary in India, and we were fortunate to catch up with him when he came to Emirates Old Trafford, just to talk about the experience of being there, what it was like to actually be at the ground and commentate on these matches.
You're just back from the IPL. What have you made of the first couple of weeks of the tournament so far?
Yeah, I mean, the IPL is just, I guess if you haven't been, you don't quite understand how big it is in India. It's a monster. Every day there's over 250 million watching every game on television. It's all anyone's talking about. When you travel around India, I generally go to Mumbai, and it's all that everyone in Mumbai wants to talk about. Such special players playing against each other with packed out stadiums every single day. Drama pretty much comes with that. I like to see the England players, and I don't say they dominate, but they really do have a huge amount of respect over there. All our England players that are playing in the IPL are highly regarded by all the different teams, particularly the supporters of many of the sides. Phil Salt is this crasher at the top of the order. Then you've got Liam Livingstone, who's just this all-round quality for RCB. They're in the same side and doing nicely. I think in Josh Butler, of all the England players that has been to the IPL, he's the one that has the most respect. I think there's a real fear factor around Josh Butler. Whoever plays against him, I think the opposition know that they have to get him early, because there's only a small few that can win a T20 game on his own. Josh Butler is one of those players.
You touch on Salty there. He's opening the batting with Kohli at the minute at RCB. For him, what will that be like as an experience? The place goes wild, doesn't it, when Kohli walks out to bat?
Yeah, I mean, I'm watched and seen recently how many followers Virat has, but I think it's over 70 million on Instagram. So you know that when you're going out for dinner, you want to sit next to Virat, and he hopes that you get a post and you get tagged in by Virat Kohli, you get a few more followers. But that's it. The real kind of quality of the IPL is that having the overseas players and the younger players, particularly from India, the younger Indian players, to share a dressing room with Virat Kohli, with Rohit Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, all the world-class coaches. And I would think that Phil Salt will be not only learning from the experience of playing with Virat, but also learning from the experience of having a coach like Andy Flower. I think Andy Flower is a real high-quality coach, and all the players that have always played under Andy Flower, I don't think he gets enough credit actually for what he does to the players that play under him, whether it's in T20 cricket, Test cricket when he was with England, 50-over cricket. I think he's up there with one of the real quality coaches of this generation. So Phil Salt will get the added benefit of not only the coaches, but obviously the legendary Virat Kohli as well.
And in terms of Joss, he started well at Gujarat. It feels like maybe after everything with the England captaincy, he's just gone out there, he's free, he's expressing himself again, and it's good to see.
Yeah, well, I think Josh Butler has to, and I'm sure they've spoken, take a leaf out of Joe Root. Joe Root was obviously the England captain for a few years, and he had that taken off him. Ben Stokes took over, and Joe Root has just gone back into the ranks and has done as well as any ex-captain that I've seen going back into the ranks has ever done. And I think Josh can do exactly the same. And when you start talking, how long can Josh play for? He's so fit. He could play for many, many more years. And I see him playing for England in white ball cricket. Obviously, there's a T20 World Cup next year. There's a 50-over World Cup in South Africa in 2.5 years' time. He's certainly going to be playing in those two tournaments. And if he stays fit and hungry, he can play for England for many more years after that as well. But I guess the expectancy and the kind of the trigger of thought and the amount of meetings and conversations, even when you're playing in the franchise leagues, when you're the captain of the national side, there's so much other work that you have to get involved in. That's gone now. You can just watch the ball and whack it, catch a few from behind the sticks and contribute to the culture of the side, and I'm pretty sure he'll do that for the England side as well.
And just from what you've seen so far at the IPL, is there a team that's standing out that you think is going to go all the way this year?
It's like the Grand National. Trying to predict the IPL winners and riders, it's near on impossible. But Punjab look like they've got a strong group of players. Lucknow are strong in the batting, struggling with the bowling. I think Gujarat have probably got the best all-round bowling attack with the top three of Shubman Gill and Josh Butler in it, so they're very, very strong. Mumbai always lose at the start and then come strong. When they get Jasprit Bumrah back, they're going to be obviously a lot stronger for that. My answer is I've no idea. I've no clue who will win it from here on in, but I do know that there's a different vibe to the way that they're batting in T20 cricket. I guess the 180s to 200s now has moved to 220 to 240. Power plays have gone from if you can get to 50 to 60 to can you get to 65 to 80. So the game's moved on, and it seems to me that it's more about just hitting boundaries. And the rotation of strike, it's almost disappeared. It's about, right, can you whack sixes, can you hit fours, and can you take on all the bowlers, rather than just thinking, we might just see off a bowler and take his 4 overs for 28. I think the mindset now is pack the bat, and the impact sub brings even more batting, and can you whack every single bowler over the ropes as many times as you can. It's a bit boring, it's a bit dull, and I don't quite like it as I used to, but in terms of what it is T20 cricket now, it's just an aggressive game.
Well, somebody who's been doing it for RCB is Phil Salt. He's been opening with Virat Kohli. That must be fantastic for an English player to go out and play with one of the iconic Indian players and open the batting with him.
Well, one of the great players, Kohli, who's just retired from Test match cricket. His race is run from Test match cricket. But what an influence he's been, particularly in the IPL. And when I talk about the crowd earlier, you go back to like Sachin Tendulkar, the crowd would go and watch one player.
Mm.
And Kohli was one of those, that the crowd would turn up and watch one player, Virat Kohli. So what an experience for Phil Salt to be opening the batting with him, to be in the same dressing room and the same team, the same environment. There's things bound to rub off. And from any sort of player, you know, you get the best players in a team, and there's bound to be something of their game that you think, well, hang on, I can bring that into my game, so there'll be an influence.
Transfer of knowledge, transfer of
absolutely.
tactical acumen, whatever. That works across the board, really, not just with Kohli and Salt, but across the whole spectrum for these guys.
And it'd be interesting if Kohli is the type of chap who would impart knowledge. You know, you get some players who'd be, I have nothing to say.
I have the feeling Kohli's pretty good like that.
I think he's great because, as I say, when I've been across there and I've done tosses and he's been there, he'd come and have a chat.
Yes.
And somebody like MS Dhoni, who's another iconic player, I couldn't get a word out of him at the toss.
No.
You know, I'd say, nothing. But Virat Kohli, you'd have a good chat with him. You know, are you enjoying it? You know, small talk. You know, where you're staying.
Yeah,
are you enjoying the trip and all that business? It's nice.
Let's just move on, because Gujarat Titans are at top of the table with a chance of winning the league yet again. They've won it once before. And Jos Buttler has probably been the outstanding English cricketer, hasn't he? But he's having another fantastic season, 500 runs plus for him.
Yeah, and starting poorly, really.
Yeah.
You know, we were waiting to get going, but he's kicked on. But again, he's one of the great white ball cricketers. Had a bit of a rough time with England, relinquished the captaincy of the white ball team, so just get along and do the batting from now on. But he's been consistent over a number of years. He must be, what now, 34, 35? So he keeps himself fit. He's got a great lifestyle. And so there's no reason why he can't go on, because I think he's probably, that's his home, isn't he? He's found his home over there, he's comfortable. And of course, I mean, you come back to that earning power.
So not long to go in the IPL. I'd say it's been suspended for a short while, but resuming shortly. Gujarat Titans 16 points, RCB 16 points, Punjab Kings 15. Could go any way, really.
Yeah, and then you get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so, you get into grand finals and so on. And so there's always, what I've found out, there's always something to play for because it's tight. T20 cricket, it don't matter how good your players are, if you don't perform on the day, you'll get rolled over. And so each game has something on it. And you've just said there, 16, 16, 15, you've got to keep winning.
And Mumbai Indians are there and thereabout as well. Well, thanks very much, David. That's it from us here at the IPL special. Let's hope and keep our fingers crossed that competition gets a really good climax in the coming few days.